Here's Andrew Scott at the EV Cafe stand from Renault Trucks, and he's talking to us about the ITT Hub, why they're here, and what they get from this brilliant commercial vehicle show.
So we've got Andrew Scott with us today from Renault, Head of Electric Mobility at Renault. First of all, Andrew, lovely big truck there, 100% electric, and a fridge body on the back. Talk me through.
Well, Paul, we're delighted to be here. We've had a significant presence here since the first ITT Hub, and I think what we found is this is a receptive environment, a place where people come to find out more about the challenges that we face with moving to zero-emission vehicles, electric in particular. Hydrogen's raising its focus this year. But we found that we can have very high-quality conversations here. Delighted we've got a rigid vehicle sitting on the Vertellus stand at the other end of the hall, and then we've got the fridge here, as you can see, ready to do business shortly after it leaves this show, which we're very excited about.
Excellent, so going straight into operation.
It's one of our demonstrators, so it will go into service with some of the big supermarkets in the coming days.
And I think I'd love to pick up on that if I could. We've got the ability to drive vehicles here at the ITT Hub a little bit. I know that you're not doing that, but a demonstration vehicle is really important, isn't it? So that people can get in behind the wheel and understand that process.
It's hugely important, and actually the last 2 years when we've had the exterior stand, we've made more of the demonstration opportunity, and indeed I think for many people that was their first experience of driving an electric truck, which is fantastic in itself. Ironically, I think we've had to go a step beyond that, and the Vertellus concept, the EV discovery program that we're doing with Vertellus, is to go beyond the typical two-week demonstration period to say, actually, bring this into your product development plans, experience it for 3 months, and that will give you some really grounded information that you can then own within your own organization. And what we find in many cases, we've got many advocates for electrification, for zero-emission vehicles within businesses, but they've got a very difficult and different task in bringing the different stakeholders together, winning the arguments with the commercial guys or the financial guys within their organizations. And we find that when the people can use their own data and say, this is what the truck is doing for us over an extended period. With one operator, we had one for instance, we had an operator who took one of our refuse vehicles and decided they wanted to use it in Milton Keynes. Well, Milton Keynes is great as long as you like roundabouts, but they found out all they needed to know in 2 days, and they said, well, actually, we've got another operation in Derbyshire. Can we take it up and run it out of Buxton? And we thought, hang on a minute, Buxton and Milton Keynes are about as far apart as you get. But actually the vehicle, we helped them obviously in terms of the planning of the routes and so on. But again, the vehicle performed fantastically. And suddenly people are thinking, actually, this is fit for purpose across different parts of our business. So yeah, demonstration is key.
And that little phrase that means so much, fit for purpose. In our commercial vehicle world, if it's not fit for purpose, it's not fit for anything, is it?
This is the challenge we all face. This is the value of the ITT Hub. You've got people coming together saying, right, okay, I'm hearing the messages. Tell me how it can work. Tell me more. Come into our organization, or we'll come to you. We'll explore more detail. You've got people who want to genuinely find solutions. They're people who are committed to the same objectives that you and I are, to take carbon out of transport. And so it's very exciting when actually you can have those sort of grown-up conversations and say, well, actually, these are the bits that we can bring. Lots of expert providers in the hall today that can bring different parts of that solution. So it's very exciting to be part of that.
And I'm hearing this phrase of the ecosystem quite a lot, right? And I think we are bringing together, within the ITT Hub, we bring together so many answers and experts to questions that are on the lips of many people, and it's great that Renault have sat yourselves right in the heart of this the whole time, and like you say, been involved in that conversation.
It's a reflection of the way that we have done business in the whole arena. I mean, we were one of the first to bring electric vehicles into the sort of medium heavy duty sector, but this we don't have all of the answers. The point is, everything is new here. So it's our task to collaborate with other suppliers, to bring people alongside, who can bring their part of the solution. Every customer, their operations are different, everyone has different challenges, everybody wants to achieve different things. So the solution has to be nuanced to each of those. So as you say, it's great that many of those providers are here in the room. A lot of the infrastructure providers in here, we're working very closely with Sonobi on one project. We're working with EO on some others. We're working with Swappers. So lots of the providers who are here and lots of the wider, as you say, ecosystem players are all going to be part of this new future that we're working towards.
That new future, and it really is innovation in technology and transport, isn't it? And how we bring all of that together, and it seems to be working really, really well from the perspective of Renault here.
It's working well. If I take, you mentioned the fridge unit, for example, we've been working very closely with Carrier. For example, that unit there takes its feed directly from the battery, so actually it reduces noise. Again, so for in use, these are the innovations. We've just done our first electric concrete mixer on behalf of Tarmac with McPhee mixers. Actually, the most exciting learning has come as a bonus, really. We've got a truck with zero tailpipe emissions. That was the objective, but we've also got a truck that is safer. We've got a truck that is actually much easier to predict in terms of its usage. We now know how a concrete mixer consumes energy, which actually nobody knew before that. So all of this is coming as we explore. I work with engineers who just love finding problems and finding solutions. And for me, as somebody who, I can't do all of that, but it's great to be part of and just see people realizing just how valuable this learning and this experience is.
Fantastic. Well, the ITT Hub is the ideal learning experience, isn't it? And it's great that Renault are playing such a huge part and have done from the outset, and no doubt will continue to do so.
I hope that's the case. We find it hugely valuable. If I can be selfish, I wish the other manufacturers would perhaps step up a little bit, because actually I think we as an industry need to be presenting solutions. We need to be winning the arguments that are much more potent in for example, the corridors of Department for Transport. Yeah. We've had the Minister here this morning. We'd love him to have given us slightly more encouraging news around the zero emission road freight demonstration programme. There's lots that government can do, but as we were chatting before, the arguments are complex, and therefore we have to be providing the data and the confidence to actually take those brave steps forward.
And it's great to see that the Minister is engaging with the ITT Hub. Getting ministers and getting their time is incredible, isn't it?
It's hugely valuable, and we had this with Minister Harrison last year. She announced the funding for the fund, but she had a personal commitment to the same agenda that we have. Jesse Norman comes with huge experience from the transport world, so we're delighted to see him there. We hope he listens a little bit more to some of the constructive arguments that we can make, but he has a very challenging job. It's our job to work with him and make it as easy as possible.
Absolutely. We did say that the EV Cafe was a perfect place for education, so we'll take that all the time.
Well, I'm pleased to play a small part in that.
Andrew Scott from Renault, thank you ever so much today.
Thank you.